What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of The Beach House. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. The Beach House is kind of like Frank Darabont's Stephen King adaptation The Mist meets David Cronenberg's The Shivers meets Richard Stanley's H.P. Lovecraft adaptation Color Out of Space, which funny enough came out first at the festival circuit and came out first in theaters and on VOD earlier this year. So, if you're watching The Beach House and you go, this looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Yeah, no shit. It's Color Out of Space, dummy, and you watched it a few months ago. But I do think that there is something to The Beach House. I think the way in which director Jeffrey A. Brown orchestrates some of the frights and some of the suspense is pretty creative. Once the terror kicks in, it's like taking a ride down a visually disturbing and graphic experience. The film can get really nasty, grotesque, gnarly. I think rising star Liana Liberato pulls it off just fine as somebody struggling to keep it together. But the problem is, this movie overestimates the fans' enjoyment of slow burn horror thriller. From writer-director Jeffrey A. Brown, Liana Liberato and Noah LaGrasse play a young couple, Emily and Randall, who escape to a family's beach house to reconnect. They find their off-season trip interrupted by Mitch and Jane Turner, played by Jake Weber and Marianne Nagel, an older couple acquainted with Randall's estranged father. All four of them form an unexpected bond as they let loose and enjoy the isolation, but things take turn for the strange when an environmental phenomenon turns their peaceful evening into a nightmare. As the effects of the infection become evident, Emily struggles to make sense of the contagion before it's too late. Oh, I forgot to mention to you, a couple of years ago, I interviewed the star of this film, Liana Liberato, on the red carpet for her other separate project. So, if you are Liana Liberato's fans out there, go watch my entire video interview with her right here on Rama Screen YouTube channel. For all intents and purposes, The Beach House is a pre-apocalyptic movie. It shows you the world going to hell in a handbasket, but it will be totally understandable if audiences generally hate the first half of this film. It's the dinner scene where all four of them reveal their point of view on things and how they feel about their own respective relationships. Well, that conversation seems to go on and on and on for an eternity. And you know what cracks me up? Is that when things start to spiral down into madness, nobody cares anymore or nobody remembers what they previously talked about. Because with probably the exception of Liana's character's outlook on biology, none, and I mean none, of what they shared at that table contributes or factors into the second part of the film. So boring doesn't even begin to describe the first half. It's simply pointless. Now, the horror part is also an acquired taste. Because yes, there is some emphasis on relentless pursuit, but director Jeffrey A. Brown focuses more on the anticipation of it as it comes around the corner. Another example of that is instead of showing Liana struggling to walk up the staircase, the camera points at the top of the staircase as we hear Liana slowly but surely coming up. And that's how we get that famous half-face shot that's on this movie's poster. So this method will land with some horror fans and it won't sit well with others. But one thing for sure is that you do not want to eat food before watching this movie. Because, well, I'll put it this way. The end of the world has never been depicted with so much excuse for vomit. I think this movie is a perfect fit for the streaming service Shudder, which acquired it, because it's 88 minutes of doomsday film that you can enjoy on a Saturday night when you have nothing else better to do. Another thing that works to this movie's advantage is the fact that we are currently in pandemic and we're scared about what it might evolve into and whether or not it could lead to another lethal strain of virus. So this fear of the unknown that makes such words as infection and contagion terrifying again is the reason why the timing of the beach house's arrival could not be more spooky.